Now, welcome to Getting Started with Bitcoin Wallets. Now, before we get started and before we purchase our very first Bitcoin, what we got to do is figure out Bitcoin wallets as far as where do we want to purchase Bitcoin, where do we want to store Bitcoin, and where do we want to spend our Bitcoin, okay? I'm going to show you a couple options in this particular video. This is going to be for brand new people just getting started in the space. I'm going to show you a couple of different options, a couple of different wallets, and then I'm going to actually make a couple recommendations and show you a couple places where if you're brand new, just getting started in Bitcoin, I'm going to give you some excellent recommendations on where to start. I'm actually going to show you where I started myself. Okay. Now, for all intentional purposes, there's basically 5 types of Bitcoin wallets that we are going to be utilizing. There's actually more than this, but we only are going to focus on these 5 right here. Now, first of all, we've got mobile app wallets. Now, this one is pretty, I think this is going to be the wallet that once Bitcoin goes mainstream, and it is absolutely everywhere. And some people will use it as an alternate payment method. Some people are going to use it. They're going to use Bitcoin as a primary payment method for everything. But when that does happen, you're going to see the mobile app wallets just explode. Like everyone is going to be using it. It's going to be on their phone. It's going to be with them all the time. And mobile app wallets are definitely a wallet that you're going to definitely want to have because it's always going to be with you. Okay. The second one is a hardware wallet. Now, a hardware wallet is basically a device, okay? It's a device that you can store Bitcoin on, okay? It's very secure, and you can have it with you. You can store it in a safe place. And basically, some people call this a cold storage device, or some people call it a hard wallet. It's a very safe place to store your Bitcoin once you start accumulating a lot of Bitcoin, okay? The next one we have is software on your computer, a software wallet. And personally, I won't be using this, but I do think for some people, this might be an excellent choice. There's definitely pros and cons to a software wallet being on your computer. And we'll talk about that here further in just a moment. There's also paper wallets, okay? Paper wallets, I can see these being utilized. I can see these being popular in some instances. And it's actually, you have Bitcoin on a sheet of paper. I'll actually show you an example and show you what that actually looks like. And also, there are web-based wallets, okay? Web-based is where I actually started when I purchased my first Bitcoin. There's quite a few of these now, okay? Quite a few of these web-based wallets. We'll talk about a few. I'll definitely give you a recommendation as far as if you're a brand new, a beginner, show you a place to start, and I'll show you actually where I started, but there is quite a few of these web-based wallets now. Okay, first thing we're going to talk about really is the mobile app wallet. Now, this is basically, like we said, it's going to be a Bitcoin wallet that's on your phone. Obviously, you can use this with Android or Apple devices. This is going to be highly convenient access because you're going to have it with you all the time. And it's going to be great for everyday use. Now, I wouldn't recommend storing a lot of Bitcoin on your mobile app wallet, but I would put enough on there to take care of your needs, okay? So, just be smart about this because, you basically have money on your phone is what you have with a mobile app wallet. Now, these can be very secure and all that kind of stuff, but that being said, phones get lost, phones get stolen, phones get destroyed, and all that kind of stuff. There is backup systems and stuff like that. There is recovery procedures for these wallets and stuff like that. So, you may be able to recover your coin, but personally, I wouldn't put a lot of my coin, I'm talking about in value, I wouldn't put tens of thousands of dollars on my phone, you know what I'm saying, with mobile app, but I would put enough on there to basically take care of my daily needs, maybe my weekly needs or whatever, however much money I spend, once this really becomes mainstream and it's like everywhere. All right, let's talk about hardware wallets. These are quite popular. I'm going to highly recommend these. Actually own a hardware wallet myself. Recently got one. And as you begin to accumulate Bitcoin, you're definitely going to want one of these. Okay. You're going to want one. I mean, there's no other way to say it. And once you get any amount of Bitcoin built up, I'm saying, once you get more than a couple of $1,000s worth of Bitcoin, you're going to want to have one of these immediately. This plugs directly into your computer. As you can see, it's compact like a thumb drive. I actually have the one on the right-hand side. That's the Ledger Nano S. That's the one that I purchased myself. That's the one that I personally use. The Trezor is very popular. I don't have that one yet. I probably will buy one. And I'll probably have several of these devices. You don't need several. You can pretty much store unlimited Bitcoin on these devices. And it's kind of like having a mobile safe. I mean, it's like it is that secure. So pretty awesome right there. The security features built into these hardware wallets. These are also known as hard wallets or cold storage devices. A couple of nicknames you may hear. It all means the same thing, okay? Like I said, these are highly secure, definitely anonymous, and you can actually send Bitcoin directly to these devices, like my Ledger, as an example, and the device does not need to be plugged into my computer, okay? The keys are actually stored on the computer. When I plug it in, once the Bitcoin is sent, it will show in the Ledger. I'll have a record of it. So they do not have to be plugged into your computer for you to receive Bitcoin. That's another thing. It's pretty cool about these things. If they do get lost, stolen, damaged, destroyed, you can recover these. You can recover these because the key, okay, the key is actually you're gonna get a pass phrase. It's actually 24 words, and that is the secret key. So basically, let's just say one of these devices was lost or stolen or damaged beyond you couldn't use it anymore. It was damaged badly or whatever may happen to it. What you could do is buy another device as long as you have the recovery card. Very important. You got to have that recovery card, okay? You can actually restore the Bitcoin onto a new device, okay? So these definitely have some huge advantages. These are huge security hardware wallets where you want to store your large amount of Bitcoin, okay? And like I said, once you get any amount of Bitcoin built up, a couple $1,000s worth, I wouldn't even hesitate. I wouldn't even wait. I would get one of these. Okay, software wallets. Now, this is a program that's basically going to be on your desktop. You're actually going to store your Bitcoin in this particular wallet. It's software on your computer. You are going to have control over this Bitcoin, so there's definitely a plus there. Anonymity, once again. And the only thing about this is you're going to have to back it up, okay? Because in the event that your computer crashes or your computer's, damaged or stolen or what have you, okay, you're definitely going to want to have this backed up. Personally, I can't see myself using something like this, but in some instances, I do see people that would use a software wallet, okay? It's another option. Paper wallet, we mentioned this in the beginning of the show here, the slideshow, and this is definitely a safe alternative to storing your Bitcoins. I do foresee people using this. I see it happening. I mean, people are going to use these paper wallets. You're going to get a public and private key, as you can see up there. And basically, when you want to load Bitcoin onto the paper wallet, you'll use the public key, okay? That's a separate Bitcoin address. That'll be to loading funds onto the paper wallet. And the private key is the one that you use to spend Bitcoin, okay? And I labeled those so you can see what the heck I'm talking about there. But you got the public key. That's where you load Bitcoin. You got the private key. That's how you spend Bitcoin, okay? Now, obviously, these are easily lost or destroyed, so you definitely going to want to make copies of this or have a copy of this in a safe place that you back up. Because if you only have the one copy with you, chances it could get destroyed. Anything could happen to it. So you definitely want to back this thing up. But that's what a paper wallet looks like. And I definitely, I haven't seen one of these yet in person, but we're going to see these. They're going to be around. People are going to be using these. You're going to see these, as we go forward and as the world begins to accept Bitcoin more and more, you're going to see these paper wallets. Okay, we also got internet-based wallets, and this is just a small slice, a very small slice, a sample. There's lots of these internet-based wallets. There's bunches of them. Now, some of it is going to depend upon where you live in the world. Like some of these, you may not be able to access some of these, and you may not be able to get an account at some of these, depending upon where you live in the world. So it's going to really depend where you live, what country you're in. Now, obviously, these are hosted on the web. You can, once you set these up, you can access these wallets from anywhere. Some of them have multiple functionality as far as you can buy Bitcoin, you can sell Bitcoin, you can have, all that kind of stuff. Have Bitcoin sent to an address on these platforms, all that kind of stuff, full functionality. And, some of them are just, you can just send Bitcoin to and from. So it depends, guys. Now, and some you can buy Bitcoin from. So you'll be able to figure it out pretty quickly, which one that you need, depending upon where you live. And like I said, I'm going to recommend a couple of these and show you a couple of these. When you do something like this, you're going to give up your privacy. Okay. You're going to have to prove who you are. You may have to upload documents, proof of address, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And, some of these are U.S. based, meaning they're regulated, kind of like banks, they're regulated and all that kind of stuff. And you're definitely going to give up some privacy when you use some of these. Now, there are some risk involved in these because, hey, company could go out of business. Company could get hacked by hackers that hack in and steal Bitcoin. And so I wouldn't recommend ever storing any large amount of Bitcoin at any of these places at any time. So you just want to keep that in the back of your mind. But these are places where you can buy Bitcoin. You can store a little bit of Bitcoin there and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely would recommend just do not store a lot of Bitcoin in these internet-based wallets. It's kind of like a clearinghouse for just buying and selling coin and moving coin around. That's the only reason that I even use these things. And you can also turn Bitcoin back into paper currency with these internet-based wallets. So, I don't do that personally, but some people do, and you can do that. Okay. Now, a great place to start if you're a beginner, if you're brand new, is grab your phone. Grab your phone right now. And if you're on Apple or if you're using an Android, what you can do is go to the App Store on Apple and download the app. Look for Bread Wallet. Okay, you're looking for the app Bread Wallet. And on the Android device, you're going to be looking for the same thing at Google Play. Look for the Bread Wallet app and go ahead and download that. Now, this is going to be a good wallet for you to have on your phone to start off with, okay? And what we'll do is in the next video, we'll go through the process as far as setting it up. It's very simple. We'll go through it step by step, screen by screen. But go ahead, download that app, and in the next video, what we'll do is we'll actually set up that app on our phone. So I'll see you in the next video. Download the app, and we'll see you on the next training.